To see it through your design like blind fury. I shine cherry sipping on crushed grapes. We rust papes and push cakes inside the casket that just wait. It's sickening. He just finished bidding upstate and out of projects. It's talking that somebody gotta die shit. It's logic as long as it's nobody that's a my clique. My man Smoke knew how to expand coke and Mr. Coffee. Feds cost me 2 mil to get the system off me. Life's a bitch, but God forbid the bitch divorce me. I'll be flooded with ice or hellfire can't scorch me. Cuban cigars.
Woo! Well, yay. Benjamin D'Souza here. Just coming back trying to make another video. Put my thoughts out there and whatnot. You know. And one thing that came to my mind was how the hypergamous how hypergamy works, and the history and biology behind it. Back in the day, and how hypergamy itself has allowed humans to exist on this planet for many years now. And I was thinking, and I was like, and this came to me, last spring semester when I was in my psychology class, basic intro to psychology. We was talking about gender roles and whatnot, and why gender roles are good. And I'm like one of the only men in the classroom, you know. And my stance was, gender roles are good, and they should be defined and enforced because, there's certain things that women just cannot do. And you don't want, the mother of your child or the mothers of your village to be put in a compromising position that, might cause them some harm. But I was thinking, like back in the hunter-gatherer times, the best hunter in the village, well, he got to pick the most beautiful woman in the village. And the most beautiful woman in the village, she would choose the best hunter in the village because, she knew that through her beauty and whatnot, she had first choice to any man in the village. And why wouldn't you want to choose the best hunter? Because when the winter months come, you want somebody who's gonna go out and bring the meat home. And that same basic hypergamous instinct and the way men and women view each other is still prevalent today. Because I was watching a video of this YouTuber, and he was, telling how this research team, they did this study. They asked like 100 men and 100 women what their number one thing, number one aspect that they were most attracted to in a mate, right? So like 85% of the women said wealth and resources, right? And like 86% of the men said youth and beauty, you know. And this specific YouTuber was expounding on, how how beauty, when somebody sees beauty in their subconscious mind, they equate beauty to good genes. And when somebody sees a beautiful young woman, her youth conveys her reproductive potential, or how long her reproductive potential is open, how long her reproductive window is open or whatnot. Now the wealth and resources aspect, well, that's pretty plain and simple. That goes back to the hunter-gatherer analogy that I gave you earlier. But I've sat back and I've thought about this and how women in today's society, when they're young and they're beautiful, oh, they are winning. I mean, they got dudes just throwing the D at them left and right, simping for them, caping for them, doing any and everything that they can to get this woman's approval and to get her vagina. But the woman is most attracted to wealth and resources. And as she ages within her generation, her beauty will dissipate. Her youth will dissipate. Well, if the same men of her generation, if they play their cards right, their wealth will increase. So by the time men and women of a certain generation get to about the age, mid-30s, late 30s, the paradigm of the advantage shifts into the male's, you know, into the male's favor. And fellas, if you're dealing with a woman and you're trying to bring her around to reason, do what you got to do. Talk to her, try to get through to her and whatnot. But if she can't be reached, you know, don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Don't try to beat a dead horse to death. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Cause it's a one black woman. She was telling me, she was probably in her late 30s and whatnot. She was telling me how she had a epiphany one day about all the failed relationships that she had, and how eventually the light had came on. How she believed this certain philosophy all throughout her 20s, but by the time she hit that wall and she had that epiphany, she's 36, 37, no kids, no boyfriend, no husband, and it's Christmas time, and she's up there sipping hot cocoa and hanging stockings on her fireplace by herself, and she just sat back and it finally clicked to her. So fellas, just be patient. You know what I mean? They'll eventually come around. They'll eventually come around. But that's just all I wanted to talk about. This is Benjamin D'Souza. Just wanted to convey a few thoughts.